Paul and I will be your guide through the Harambe Wildlife Reserve this evening. Please make sure to keep those hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the vehicle at all times, and please remain seated at all times. Roads can get bumpy here. We already have that all clear from the warden, so we're going to be heading right in. You're really safe twin day, which means let's go. I'll do my best to spot everything, but in case I do miss something, there is a spotting guide above your head. I recommend you have those phone cameras out and ready, as we cannot stop for every animal. After all, they will not stop for us. That's the turning forest. Animals here have natural camouflage. It's going to help them hide from predators. Well, I can already spot one on our right. The camouflage does make him harder to spot. He seems to be out in all his glory. That is an okapi. It may look like a zebra because of those stripes, but they're actually closer related to giraffes. They're actually the only living relative of the giraffe. And they have those prehensile tongues that's going to help them grab food off of bushes and trees. Up on top of the hill on the right, there are some saddle-billed storks. They're named for that yellow saddle shape on their bill. And they're one of the few birds that do not vocalize. Instead, they will shatter their bill when they want to communicate. And across the water on the left is a black rhino. And a more solitary rhino. They're also the smaller one, but at a staggeringly low 3,000 pounds. It's going to be a little bit hard to see. There's a greater kudu. You can see its head. Yeah, there it is. It's one of the taller antelope species, getting up to 5 feet tall at the shoulder. That tan brown coat's going to help it hide among bushes while the sun hits those bushes. Heading out of the main forest area now, though. We'll be heading into the Sapi River. Well, not into, but along. Animals here may also be hard to spot, not because of camouflage, but because they'll be hiding underneath that water, being semi-aquatic. Keep an eye on that water surface for large shapes and bubbles. There's a large shape all the way back there. That is a hippopotamus, and there are some pink-backed pelicans close to the truck. Pink-backed pelicans are named for the pink skin on their backs that develops only during mating season. And they are colonial nesters. Up to 500 nests can be in one colony. A hippopotamus can weigh as much as a car. And while they can swim quite well, spending so much time in water, most of the time they won't actually do this. Most of the time they'll drop to the bottom and just walk along the riverbed. Actually, yeah, that's what that one's doing right now.
Yeah, it's moving underwater.
You can even gallop along it if they're in a hurry, which they rarely are.
There it is. Under the water. You can barely see it.
One out of water, though. Keep an eye out for Nile crocodiles across the bridge. If you'd like to hang out around here. Nile crocodile is Africa's largest reptile, getting up to 16 feet long.
Oh, wow.
For reference, about as long as a giraffe is tall. has no leaves 9 months out of the year. Instead, it stores water in that trunk. During drought months, animals will break into that trunk and get rid of water. Turning it like they make tree of life. Savannah's also a lot more open than going to forests in the river, hiding in camouflage won't really work here. Animals need a different survival strategy, often comes in the form of size, speed, or strength in numbers. These are anchored woolly cattle to our right. Got those big horns. They can have 6 to 8 feet between each horn tip, depending on the curvature of them. Though they're probably not as heavy as they look, they are partially hollow with a honeycomb-like pattern in the middle that they will pump their blood through. That will cool their blood and help to maintain their body temperature. There's some painted dogs to the left. Front of this dead area here. The name for that paint splotch pattern on their coat. They are Africa's most successful predator species. This is due to their collaboration as well as their endurance running ability. On the far left side of the field back there are some sabled antelopes, which are the emblem of the reserve due to their bravery. This is because they are one of the few antelopes that won't run from predators. They will hold their ground by putting their head near the ground and showing off those horns. These are wildebeest to the left and one to the right. They have some of the largest herds in the world. In fact, a herd of 1.5 million wildebeest traverses Africa every year. It's about 500 to 1,000 miles. I imagine it'd be easy to get lost in a herd of 1.5 million going 1,000 miles across a whole year. But wildebeest have nothing to fear in that regard. They actually have scent glands in their hooves, so if they do get lost, they can just smell their way back. These are Maasai giraffes. They can get up to 20 feet tall. They have that prehensile tongue I mentioned earlier. The difference between theirs and the okapis being that theirs is about as long as the adult human forearm. Instead of grabbing food, that tongue is going to be used to clean its face, including its eyes, nose, and ears. A group of them is called a tower. Not spotting any elephants yet. This could be an unfortunate reality. Elephants are threatened despite having no natural predators. destruction due to coltan mining. Coltan is found in our phones and our other technologies, and as we make more tech, we need more coltan. We can help curb this habitat destruction and save some elephants by reducing our need for coltan. And the way we can do that is recycling our old unused phones, computers, things of that nature. We are still in their territory though, so we'll see if we can spot some up ahead. Passing by some red clay. Elephants will actually eat this stuff. Doesn't look very appetizing to me. But it contains a lot of the minerals they need for a healthy diet. Looks like some have been here recently, you can tell by the wall on the right. There's tusk marks. About elephants is that they are hunted, sometimes for their tusks, which are made out of ivory. Sometimes it's because they infringe on the outskirts of human settlements in Africa. So there has been a solution developed for the latter. It's actually research here at Harambe. Elephants are afraid of bees, who like these things, right? But they have quite sensitive skin. And now what villages in Africa are doing are putting artificial beehives on the outskirts of their territories. Elephants naturally stay away to do some beak on for them. Passing by some flamingos. The name may sound cool. These are greater flamingos. It's not because they're better though, it's because they're larger than lesser flamingos.
There's an elephant in the back of the lot. You see that green?
A group of them is called a flamboyance. They get their color from their diet of shrimp. Simply the beta carotene in shrimp allows them to develop that pigment. So it takes about 2 years of eating their diet for this to actually happen. When they first hatch, they are gray. We provided that flamboyance of flamingos though as we get to the eastern part of the savannah. Where we are greeted by some white rhinos. These are the heavier rhino. They get between 4,000 and 6,000 pounds each. And they're also the more social rhino. They frequently travel around in groups. These groups are called crashes. Not because they crash into other things, but because they crash into each other, as they have such poor eyesight. More on the right as well. They like to use those mud wallows in the middle of the field there, as do elephants, as they both have sensitive skin and the mud acts like sunscreen. Elephants will take their trunk and toss it up onto their back while rhinos will run around in that. Also pretty good against bug bites. Now if you look carefully up on the left, there's a lounging cheetah there.
Oh yeah, look.
One of the few big cats to hunt during the day. Most of them hunt at night. So those spots are going to serve them quite well. Both as camouflage, and the ones under their eyes actually help keep the sun's glare out of their eyes. You probably know that they can go quite fast, but when they're going at these incredible speeds, they can also use their heavy tails as a counterweight, much like a bow cutter or a big sharp turns. are Kobe rocks. It's a new rock formation. They will get on top of these rocks to get a bird's eye view of the prey.
Él está ahí
Already
también.
seeing some. It does make them quite visible as well. There are some lions, of course. They live together in family units called prides, composed of one male and multiple females, as well as all their cubs. There's also a water buck on the right. It's a strange type of antelope. It drinks an abnormally large amount of water and sets up shop near a permanent water source. It also secretes an oily substance that helps to waterproof its coat. Another thing about those lions, when the nighttime comes, it's time for them to hunt, as they're one of the majority that hunts at night. It's the females that will need to hunt while the males stay back to take care of the territory and protect the cubs. So if there are no cubs to protect, the male can also go out and hunt with the females in sort of a fluid arrangement. In fact, they like to reverse into those burrows with their tusks facing outward. That helps to defend themselves from predators. It was the famous one, of course, though it's actually kind of a silly name, as Buffalo means foolish and warthogs are quite smart. Just on the side of the road here, coming up on the right, are some ostriches and their eggs. Ostriches are the largest bird in the world, getting up to 9 feet tall. These are females, you can tell because they have gray feathers. Males have black feathers tipped with white. Those eggs get to be as large as 24 chicken eggs, and they can weigh up to 3 pounds. Out of the savannah now, we're heading into the Magadi Glen, where the warden has set up a goat farm. They're under the awning there, taking shelter from this rain. These are Nigerian dwarf goats. They are a dairy breed with sweet, nutritious milk, and many farmers in Africa will use this milk to supplement both their diet and their income, all without having to rely on the overhunting of local wildlife species. That enables both the farmers and the villages they provide milk to live more harmoniously with nature. That is our ultimate goal here in Harambe as well. To live more harmoniously with nature and inspire you all to do the same. I hope seeing and learning about these animals has done just that. You don't have to own a goat farm to do it, so don't let me stop you. You can do simpler things though, like learn about your favorite animals and talk about them. The people that know about them, the better. You could recycle, or you can get involved with a non-profit group, many of which need help to protect the animal species they represent. One such group is the Disney Conservation Fund, which helps out many other non-profit groups with their individual goals. So if there is a particular species you feel passionate about protecting, there are plenty of specialized groups that also need help. If you'd like to see other animals while you're here today, and I can recommend the Gorilla Falls Trail, where you may be able to see gorillas, meerkats, taking all around and underwater view platform, get a better look at that underwater water. There are also plenty of exploration trails sprinkled throughout the park. Also the Maharaja Jungle Trek over in Hilton. Right now you can see some tigers. Otherwise, you drop in you guys off back at the dog that I picked you up at. Hope you enjoyed the safari. Hope you learned something on it. My name is Paul, and I've been your safari guide. to say goodbye. It is too sad and too final. So here we say quaharini, which means to go